Hey boys and girls, back to Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. In the last episode, we actually fought off with Shadar, and we actually lost. Well, the game always has you lose to him, since it's scripted for you to lose, but we also shipwrecked in the Land of the Fairies, also known as Tahiti, also known as the Fairy Grounds, which also started up one of the funnest stories in the series so far, and also one of the weirdest dungeons in the game series as a whole. So, with that, we're actually going to start on the dungeon that we ended off in, Mummy's Tummy, also known as, what I said, one of the weirdest chapters in the game. So, with that, let's actually continue. And let's find out where these Littlies ended up going, since they haven't actually came out yet as of what we've been told. And it looks like they have been kind of attacked by familiars, as it looks like. Kjarg. Nasty, nasty, beastie. Mr. Drippy, look.
Oh, darn it, if we don't do something quick, that Rotter's going to make himself a little omelette.
We have to save him. Yes, we do. So we gotta find all the Littlies and hopefully help them out from all the evil little monsters that like to appear in every single area we like to go to. And it looks like it should be pretty easy so far, depending on what we're actually dealing with. And it looks like they actually resist most of our damage. So we do need to actually be careful here, but we probably can actually get away with quite a bit here. As long as we're properly leveled, of course, and also if we're actually, like, specifically set up. Like, from weapons to armor to anything else that we might have needed. Thankfully, I did do a little bit of, we were able to actually leave the dungeon and go buy items, so I did that in between episodes just to kind of add some new things to our units, but it was, honestly, we needed to do that just in case if we needed something for later. So it gave me a little bit of, it let me save some time, honestly, but let's continue. Are you okay? Ta very much. Oh, you're so sweet.
Oi, Littly, what happened to by here anyways?
Nasty, proper nasty.
What's that? No, never. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. That's terrible. The fake health center has been invaded. Horrible beasties have turned up, and they've been bullying all the Littlies or rotters.
That's awful. We have to help them. Please, mun. Please.
Course will help them. Goes without saying, ain't it? I'm just wondering how come the beasties got in here in the first place.
Could we have made it all the way to the fairy grounds? Could he have made it all the way to the fairy grounds, Shadar?
It's possible, I suppose. Yeah. But he's made it past Mum.
Judging by what we saw him do in the storm, I don't think, getting past your mum would have been much of a challenge. It doesn't matter how they got in. What matters right now is saving the Littlies.
You're right, Esther. Oi, you! Stay by here and where it's safe, right?
Nah, mun, wait, mun. No, wait. Didn't you hear him? Stay here, he said. But look at him. We can't just leave him here. He's terrified. We have to take him with us.
But we're off bashing beasties, ain't it? It's not safe, mun. Not safe by here.
Scary, proper scary. Don't be scared, you'll be fine. I guess it's kinda dangerous to leave him here too, huh, Mr. Drippy?
Flipping heck, mun. Alright, come on, you. We'll look after you.
Yes, come along, little Lily. Tidy, let's go, tidy, go, goach. Go, goach. That's a weird way to say it. The Littly is now following you. And like I said in the last episode, I actually thought that I was gonna have a whole day of not being able to record. But the fun fact is I was actually able to end up recording due to the fact that the same night that I said that I was gonna be working on homework on the next day, which is today, I actually found out that I was easily able to get through pretty much the entirety of it. So there's only 2 assignments left, and it's already Sunday, so literally I have 7 whole days, 8 days to actually finish the homework. So honestly, I can do whatever I want now. So we get to play through the game still, thankfully. So I didn't have to take a small break there, which was kind of cool. But let's actually see what's going on here.
Splish splash blarg.
Oh no, another one.
Quickly, Ollie boy, we've got to save those littlies.
Yes, we do. Just have to do a couple of these, I think, for this dungeon. This one's more more straightforward than the previous dungeons we've been used to. Also, we need to make sure that we actually dodge here because of the fact that some of our units aren't actually magical defensive, and this and our little buddy here, Phalanx right here, is actually not good against anything that is magically based. And all three of these familiars that we're fighting right now are actually magic familiars, funnily enough, so we do need to actually be careful here. All things considered, but we should be fine as long as we play safe and use our skills to their most effect. That was a dodge and a half if I've ever seen one. Wow. I actually didn't expect to do that, but cool, I'll take it. And there we go. See-through pie, always like to get me some freebies for feeding our familiars. Although we need more things like defense raising, magic attack raising, and the fairy chocolates as well. Those are pretty good for right now because we'd be able to actually increase our stats with those, but we don't have any of those at the moment. But Ray has learned Blunt. Go reach level 24, Valbar 20, not bad, not bad. Okay, so far so good. I think we got one more, I think.
Tidy, looks like the door to the tulips come unlocked.
Yes, it has. I'm guessing we missed one of those because I didn't expect that to be a timed thing, because that was actually a timed message and not one of those special ones. Oh, it's a Ray. Hey, buddy. We actually have one of you.
Rank?
Hello, buddy. I hope you're ready to be slashed into little bite-sized fish pellets, because my little Phalanx is hungry, and he's hungry for some nice fish. And let's actually dodge that before we actually get hit by that. Thankfully, we were able to start charging up before he gets to attack, since Belly Buster is actually a really strong attack that we can get hit by. And we do not want to be hit by it due to the fact that the higher the might, not might, but the higher the amount of it costing, the more damage it actually does to you. So you want to make sure that you're blocking anything that's more than like 20 mana to cost, and that's a 26 mana ability. So that says that you're basically going to take half your HP bar if you get hit by it. So thankfully we were able to dodge that in time for both of those, and I'm getting better at doing evades again. Okay, another room done. What about now, Drippy?
Tidy, looks like the door to the daffodils come unloose.
Okay, over to the daffodil room. So far all the way to the right. And inside. Oh, look at that. There's a little Drippy on the wall there. I've never even noticed that. That's kind of funny. So that all the littlies actually idolize him. Oh, it's one of these things. I believe this is called a Plessy, I think. Plus. Plus, I guess. Well, these are actually a pretty cool familiar. These are one of the ones that Oliver can use specifically, since they're dragon familiars. They're kind of like Lapras from Pokemon, where they're actually useful. But the thing is due to the fact that we have what we have right now, it'd just be too much to deal with if we grab every single familiar. I would like to use a bunch of them, I would like to use Plessy. Plessy looks like a fun little familiar. But the thing is I don't know how many familiars we need to take out of our party just to have a fun little experience with a lot more familiars than we did with our previous series. And honestly, I really want to use a full cast of new familiars, like getting rid of the starters. And I don't know if I really should or not, due to the fact that some of the starters, like Go-Go and Relics, which is Marcus's familiar, are actually pretty good. And I don't know if I really want to get rid of those two specifically. I don't mind getting rid of our Might and Hurley, of course, which is, Swain's familiar. I don't mind getting rid of those two, but Go-Go and Relics are pretty cool familiars all in their own right, so I don't know what to do with those, to be honest. I think we will eventually get rid of them, but it will be probably later in the game when we do that.
Tidy, looks like the violet doors come unlocked.
Okay, over to the violet door this time, and I believe this is the final one, since we've been in every single one, I think. And I believe this should be the last one we need to do. Yep, this is 100%. A giant whale like the one we fought in the episode 13 when we did our bounty hunt mission, which is kind of funny.
Blubba lubba lorbar.
Blubba lubba lubba, indeed, hubber blubber. So these guys, well, the last time we fought one was actually by himself, so this is actually might be a little bit harder than our previous one, since these things actually do some pretty big damage. The reason why I'm being very aggressive with my attacks right now is due to the fact that I need to make sure these Hoovrays are off the map, since the last time we actually fought with this thing, it was a lot harder. So this time we actually have, or, well, it was a lot easier, I guess you could say. Well, we need to make sure to dodge that, because we do not have any kind of magical defense. And I'm pretty sure any special ability is actually based on special attack, I believe. But I'm not entirely sure, because some of them seem to be attack-based anyways, even though they're special abilities. But that time was actually 10 times easier than the last one we fought. I'm guessing that was a far less level version of the Hubber Blubber that we fought with earlier. I actually don't even know if that's a familiar you can get, due to the fact that, what do you call it? I've never actually seen the familiar out in the wild, and it does look like it would be a familiar, kind of like the Magma Moiselle enemy that we fought in one of the bounty hunt missions. So honestly, I'm surprised that those aren't familiars that you can eventually get, because I haven't seen one, and I don't doubt that they would become available. But maybe in the remaster version they ended up releasing them, because that would be kind of cool to add a couple new ones. We got Raid level 15, Ivern 23, not bad, not bad, and I think we have all the littlies now. I'll hear, tidy, tidy, tidy.
That's some proper good work, you lot. Looks like all the littlies are safe and sound.
Are you sure? Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness indeed.
Let's have a quick count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the littlies are alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Never let them go again. There's 11. There's a dozen. Hey, there's Bevan. He's my cousin. How do man? Hey, the gang's all here tidy.
You've rescued all the littlies, and there we go. Blimey, rhymey, tidy, tidy, drippy, drippy. God, do they ever shut up? They're so annoying. How do we get rid of them?
We take them to the exit There's a slide outside, you go down that, and the way's out just by the bottom there.
A slide? Why is there a slide?
It's to remind them that they can slip and slide on the banana skins of life in here. But when they get outside, the same stuff won't slide, ain't it? Typical mom, that is. She's a big fan of the old tough love.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about. Are you fairies all completely mad? I don't care what he means. I'm just looking forward to the slide. Oh, to be young and simple, and flexible. This sounds like it's going to hurt. Not long now until the littlies are all finally born. Let's take them to the exit. Okay, and that's when we finally leave this dungeon, and whenever we leave a dungeon, we gotta keep this in fact. Whenever you leave a dungeon, there's always going to be a boss fight. I'm going to say this now, make sure to save every time before you do a boss, or any time you leave a dungeon, because there's always going to be a boss fight. It's how this game series has always been, and always will be. So, hopefully, actually, I hope they would keep a boss fight at the end of a dungeon, because that's the whole point, and it always felt cool to have, like, a cool little fight at the end of each and every chapter. So I would hope that there would be a boss fight forever in this series, like every time you do end any kind of chapter, because it's in Ni no Kuni 2, it's in Ni no Kuni 1. I would hope when eventually Ni no Kuni 3 or even Crossworlds would have that feature, because I haven't gotten to play Crossworlds yet. I would definitely like to eventually, because it sounds like it would be a fun thing, but the thing is it's not in English yet, and it sounds like it is going to be translated, which will be cool. I definitely will check it out, at least for an episode or two for you guys, unless there is a story, which then we might actually go through the whole game. Although it's mobile, I don't know how we're going to record it. I guess I can use BlueStacks or something like that to emulate a phone screen, but other than that, I'm not sure. But with that, let's actually continue.
Now all we got to do is hop on this slide, and we'll be out of Mom's guts before you know it. You ready to go, Wally boy?
Would I like to take a ride onto the tidy slidey? Yes, I would. And with that, I'll be right back since this is a cutscene.
It's time for the slidey ride of your tiny, tiny lives. Well, don't just stand there, come on!
Huh? What the? What is that thing?
Knickers! That rotter of a squid's got our kids! What the heck? The Littlies!
No way! We already saved them once!
Sorry, Ollie boy, but the future of the fairy race is at stake!
Do we have any choice?
And in fact, we have no choice. The Royal Jelly, the Bane of Mom's Tummy. This is one of the ones that I remember specifically. This is one of the bosses I originally had one of the hardest times with. This thing is a massive pain in the neck if you don't do this right. So you want to make sure you do this right. Because if you get hit by certain things by this specific boss, you will not have the funnest time. And as you can see, Oliver's kind of stuck here. He can't really do anything because he's confused. And until you're, oh, actually, I forgot that confusion actually makes you attack your allies. Thankfully, we were Oliver, because we're only doing 1 damage here due to the fact that our buddy Goliath here has like 200 defense. But I do kind of feel bad that that happened. I forgot the timing on that specific ability, to be completely honest. I tried to evade way too early. But you do need to be very careful here. Do a Ray of Light, big damage, big damage. See if we can maybe hit it with a C stars, maybe. Okay, let's see if we can actually dodge it this time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Not that hard, as long as you know the timing on it. Thankfully, we have the ability ourselves, so it's not the hardest thing to learn. But this is one of the harder bosses if you're not ready for it. The earlier part of the fight, as you can see right here, he's not hard yet, but he does actually get to be pretty aggressive, as you'll see in a nice couple seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, I could have told my allies to defend. Oops. I forgot we actually have the ability to do that now. Oops. That is entirely my fault. Okay, baby showers, here we go. This is where the fight actually gets interesting. So now that we actually have multiple different enemies on the field now,
What the flipping heck? There's loads of these literally things coming out of it, man. Mind you, it looks proper knackered after popping that lot out. Now's your chance to give it a smack or two, Ollie boy.
yes it is, now's our chance, but not in the way that we're normally used to. So we do need to go into an all-out attack, and make sure that we are ready to try and do as much damage as we possibly can here, since this is our chance to do as much damage as possible. Although we are limited to what we can do due to the fact that there is so many enemies on the field. And it looks like we actually have a Golden Glim for Esther with her Go-Go with Ice Age, which is the first time we've seen her, her Golden Glim ability, which is pretty cool. I'm actually going to try and grab this one for our little cut purse here, also known as Feelings, and use Inner Strength. This will actually give us an attack boost, which is not bad. Although, it could be better, but it's still pretty good due to the fact that he attacks really fast. He's got like, one of the higher attacks in the game, so it's actually not bad. Or not attacks, but attack speed, I should say. And he's actually able to attack quite a bit. Wow, what was that? I've never seen that ability before. I've never been hit like 10 times in a row like that before. That's scary. Okay then, I did not expect that to happen, but it looks like he's actually not able to take confusion damage. Okay, keep getting crits on him as much as possible. Keep hitting him as much as possible with our attack boost. Oh, there goes our attack boost, but we did get some pretty good damage in though. Okay, get ready for his C-Stars ability. 3, 2, 1. Get ready to dodge it. Perfect. Grab ourselves some mana back. Maybe get a Ray of Light in here since it is a good attack. There we go. 62 damage is not bad. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And this boss is pretty much done for here. And GG. Wow. A lot easier this time around than any of the other times I've ever had with that thing. That thing usually usually isn't the nicest thing to me, honestly. So it's honestly nice to see that I actually beat it in pretty timely manner, in fact. We beat him pretty easily, too. Level 17, level 24, level 21, 16, 25, 17, that's a bunch of levels. And we also got a Spirit of the Storm and 1,030 gold. Not bad, we can actually buy some more of the items that I wasn't able to buy at the store earlier, so that's actually really nice. And there we go, perfect. I'll grab me all my levels. Maybe we can get to... Nope, it doesn't look like we're gonna get to metamorphosize any of our units, since I want to wait till we get to level 15 for Goliath, since I want him to get his last ability first before we actually think about upgrading him to his next form. Let's see what we got here. Royal Jelly, an enormous gelatinous sea creature whose transparent flesh reveals a hypnotic array of colorfully flashing innards. Enemies that enter its territory are entranced by its beauty, but soon find themselves wrapped in its tentacles, being lifted towards its gaping mouth. That's a mouth? I thought that was just, like a design on it. I actually didn't think that was actually its face. Wow, that makes the thing even scarier, thinking that that giant jellyfish can actually chew you into nice little, fishy food. Ooh, fun. You have obtained a page describing the royal jelly. I'll take that, and easy peasy. Ta-ta, man. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Thank goodness, is everyone alright?
Of course they are. These littlies are nowhere near as fragile as they're egg-looking. When I was their age, I ate a squid for breakfast. Proper hard I was.
But wasn't that a jellyfish just now? What a lucky escape, though. I've never seen a sea creature so big. I thought we were finished.
Well, something had to be done about it, and I suppose we were just the ones to do it, eh? There's heroic of us.
Sure, someone had to make sure the littlies made it out somehow, huh? Speaking of which, how do we get out of here? Yeah, how do we get out of here? There's no way out. We can't get back up the slide. Of course we can't. It's miles back up to the top, so what do we do?
What do you think we do, man? We get reborn, ain't it?
Huh? What?
Yeah, we pop out along with the littlies. Come on, Manu, you only live once.
And you're only supposed to be born once, too, you demented little gnome. Just what are you suggesting?
You flipping humans are the prudish. It's like this, see. Just up beyond here is Mom's exit. It's where the littlies get born from, ain't it? And if we just pop out with them, we'll be back in the fairy ground before you know it. Besides, it's not like we've got much choice in the matter.
Just pop out. Are you mad?
Poppy toppy tidy righty, why hey?
Gee, I don't know about this.
Don't worry, as long as we're together, we'll make it through somehow. Remember the Eye of the Storm? We survived that, didn't we? Toppy poppy toppy poppy.
Then I guess this is it. Time to be born again?
Here goes nothing, man. We'll just make it a quick exit.
Yeah, a quick exit indeed. This is why I said it was one of the weirder dungeons.
And one heck of an entrance.
One heck of an entrance indeed. I'll be right back since this is a cutscene, if I remember correctly. Let's hear. Yep, it is.
Oh, they're coming. Oh, I can feel it. Oh, they're coming. At long last. Come on, my little darlings.
Come on, you lot! Last one in's a rotten egg! See you thirsty!
And with that, we're officially done with that dungeon, just like that. It was one of the easier dungeons when it comes to the size of it, but the boss is actually pretty hard if you're not ready for it, because although we didn't get hit much, the evasion ability definitely saves you quite a bit from certain bosses in this game. Because some bosses in this game hit like a truck. And I'm not even kidding. One of them is called Cerberus, if I remember correctly, the Ice Wolf. That is the one that I remember having the hardest time when I first played this game. And that thing is dangerous, if I'll be honest, because it hits everyone constantly. And it's honestly a really strong boss altogether. And definitely not something you want to go easy on, because it won't go easy on you. But with that, let's continue.
Where's Drippy? It's getting late.
Yeah, he must be knackered after the day we've had. I know I am. Oh, look, there he is. Yep, there he is indeed. How you doing, Mr. Drippy? Looks like you're smiley and surly, it looks like.
You boys did a proper tidy job, man. Mom was laughing fit to flipping burst. We couldn't have done it without you, Drippy boy.
Them pieces of art, pack a real punch, ain't it, though? We're on fire, man.
Yeah, I suppose you would have bombed without my help, eh? Mind you, your routine, I've got to say, man. It was pretty flipping funny.
Really? Thanks, Drippy boy.
Took me back, it did. Back to the days when the stage was still my life. It's tidy while ago now. Your gags are legendary, man. Classics they were. Our material's nothing compared to yours. I'm just chuffed that we made you chuckle.
He's right, man. When it comes to tickling Mam's funny bone, there's no one ever did it quite like you, Drippy boy.
Stop it, man. You're making me blush. This time is for the jokes is long gone. I won't be back on the circuit anytime soon. Besides, I've got that lot to shepherding around now, ain't it? What would they do without me?
Honestly, true, because he actually helps us quite a bit in fights. From telling us how to get our chance times, to even dropping little glims for us to actually get small heals in fights. He's actually really helpful. And he actually also drops the golden glims, if I remember correctly, as well. So he's actually really helpful. So he's definitely been a good help throughout our story. And honestly, I don't think we would have gotten far without Drippy as a whole, honestly, since one, Oliver would have never came here by himself, and two, Drippy kind of helped Oliver learn the ropes pretty easily, in fact. But let's continue.
Drippy boy. But I don't think about it sometimes. I do think about it sometimes. What would have happened, you know, if I'd never gone with Alicia, like? I wonder how far I would have gone in the old comedy game.
Honestly, who knows? Mr. Drippy?
Oh, it's you lot, is it? What's up? You didn't hear all that, did you?
We actually did. We heard every single bit. No. We didn't hear anything.
No, we just got here, didn't we? Anyway, it's late, we should get some rest.
Yeah, you're right, tidy. I'll show you to the old inn, shall I? It's a bit small for you lot, but you'll just have to grin and bear it.
How am I supposed to sleep in a fairy-sized bed?
I'm sure you'll manage somehow. You never seem to have much trouble falling into a deep and noisy sleep.
How do you know that? We haven't... Actually, I don't even know how long the adventure takes place in. For all I know, it could be multiple months and years. Honestly, who knows, honestly? I think that is kind of weird to think about. Gee, poor Mr. Drippy. Yeah, definitely. I believe there's a cutscene here, if I remember, because there's, I remember the inn actually being something, so I think we'll be right back in a second. Let's see. Am I right? I am right.
Oh, Oliver, what's wrong?
It's Philip. He's mean.
Oh, dear. Oi, Ollie boy. Don't cry, man. I'm the tear fairy, see? I don't like seeing them go to waste.
You're a fairy?
I am, and a proper tidy one at that.
You talk funny.
That's how fairies talk, sweetie.
But it's goofy.
Oh, is it now? Well, I wish I'd known that before I made him for you.
Nobody made him. He's my friend.
Of course he is, I'm sorry. And I'm sure he'll always be your friend, no matter what.
Come on now, don't be such a crybaby, Bunting. What would Mr. Drippy think?
I'm not a crybaby, Bunting.
Then you'd better dry those tears, hadn't you?
Who is a proper crybaby Bunting?
I always like that. I love that little line. But let's continue, though, with, it looks like the fairy godmother again.
Oh, how can I ever thank you, Batch? Saved my life, you did.
We're just happy to help, ma'am. And we're sure glad the Littlies are safe.
But are you alright now? You did have a giant jellyfish inside you, after all. Oh, is that what it was? I thought it was a squid. Us fairies love a bit of seafood, see? And it looked so big and juicy, I couldn't stop myself, or help myself.
You mean... oh, I thought that was gonna be Surly or, Shirley, oops.
That's right, Botch. Swallowed it straight down, I did.
What? We were worrying she'd been attacked by Shadar, and it was all because she was too greedy for her own good.
Look on the bright side, Swain. It means the reason was much less serious than we know it was. Shadar, you say? Where I've heard that name before. Shadar. Oh, him.
You know Shadar, ma'am?
Nope.
Is she taking the mick?
Sorry, Liv, of course I know him. He's the one who was flying around my head causing all kinds of mischief. Proper little Terry he is. Smiley, Shirley, get your bottoms over by here.
We're here. Keep your hair on, mun.
What is it, Mum? Stop flipping shouting.
Can you two boys go and take a look over by Shadar's castle for me?
What? Darn it.
Not bad, love, not bad. I thought you lost your comic touch. But what a reaction. Found your form again. You have, there's lovely.
This ain't part of our flipping act, mun. You just asked us to go to Shadar's flipping castle. What kind of reaction did you expect?
We can't refuse, Mum. Though, can we? We'd best go and have a look, eh?
Crikey, you don't take much convincing, do you?
Yeah, man, but think about Ollie Boy. And they helped us out good and proper in it, though. Least we could do is to return the favor.
There you go being noble again. What did I tell you about that?
Please, boys, for me. You wouldn't want to disappoint your dear old mom now, would you?
You could say that again. We know better than to get you on your bad side. Looks like we're taking a sabbatical.
Sabbatical? That's weird.
Sabbatical then, eh?
What's that splitting up you mean? Righto, might as well, eh?
How many times? We're not flipping splitting up. I mean, we'll have to take a break for a bit, honestly.
Thank you, Smiley. Thank you, Shirley.
Don't think us, men. Think Mum. It was her flipping idea. Tell Mum. Anyway, we'll let Drippy Boy know if we find anything, ain't it?
Thank you. Speaking of Drippy, where is he?
He slipped off, ain't it? Probably gone to say goodbye to all the boys in towning.
Mr. Drippy.
Righto, you're off now. Ain't you, Botch?
Me? Yeah. Ma'am, we have to find the next great sage.
Course you do, love. You're a wizard, ain't it? Fancy a spell or two, to be going on your way with the...
yeah, I guess. I mean, yes please, ma'am. Yeah, please give me some new spells. We got Shift Shape. Let's see here. Change your appearance to become a perfect copy of another being. An extremely powerful spell that allows the caster to adopt all the characteristics of another living being. From the mannerisms of a wizard to the flying ability of a winged beast. Heading out into the field and studying creatures in their natural habitats will increase the number of alternative forms you can adopt. Okay. I don't remember being able to use that like that, but that's kind of cool. Okay, Second Self. Create a foolproof doppelganger of yourself. You have no doubt wondered, as many wizards have, how much better life would be if you had another self to use as you saw fit. Master a spell and you need wonder no more. Be aware, however, that manipulating a second self is extremely draining, and that even the most powerful wizards are incapable of doing it for very long. Ooh, okay, that sounds fun. Let's hear Mimic. Perform uncanny impersonations upon demand. The wizard who casts the spell gains the ability to speak with any voice he desires. A man, a woman's, or a grandparent's, even a baby's. It is extremely useful piece of magic, to be sure, but one famous for casting untold confusion, conflict, and I can't even see that. Argue regrettably, a short war, but carefully when using the newfound vocal talents within car shots of unexpected humans. Okay, sounds pretty cool. Vanish. Ooh, I believe this one's a good one. Become invisible and disappear into the shadows. Using Vanish renders a wizard invisible to the eye. Furthermore, it also removes every trace of his presence, and even conceals his smell, making it utterly impossible for anyone to detect him. Mastering the spell is considered the first step towards wizarding excellence. And that is a good one, I believe. Honestly, I remember that being called Veil, though. Maybe they changed it. Werecat. Is that new? I don't remember this one. Become a cat and experience life as a feline. The spell turns you into a cat, allowing you to converse freely with fellow felines everywhere. You could just talk to them using nature's tongue, of course, but they are more likely to speak from the heart when conversing with their own kind. In any case, fully immersing yourself is another mode of life, and is invaluable experience for any wizard. Really? Huh, that's different. Werefish? What the heck? I don't remember some of these. These are new, I think. Become a fish and discover the joys of life aquatic. The spell turns the caster into a fish, and grants the ability to converse with any other aquatic creatures. The difficulties of breathing underwater have meant that nature's tongue has never been practical method of communicating with fish, making the spell your only real option if you wish to gain a deeper understanding of life beneath the water's surface. Some claim that fish have a clever view of the world than those who dwell on land, but clarity should not be confused with wisdom. Okay. We also got Shrink. I think I remember this one. Reduce your body to a fraction of its size. Though rarely acknowledged, the size of a wizard's body can sometimes limit the options that are available to him. The spell makes the caster small enough to fit into someone's pocket, allowing one to slip in and out of mouse holes and explore the world of the miniature. Simply drawing the rune again reverses the spell's effect. A fact to remember in the presence of cats. We got a bunch of spells, didn't we? I actually didn't remember you getting this much. She actually has more spells than every other person that's given us any in the first place. So that's actually pretty nice. Open Mind, rune number 32. Peek inside a person's mind and listen to the voices within. There are a variety of reasons why humans decide to close their hearts and conceal their feelings. Should you wish to learn about such people, the spell may be your only recourse. Mercifully, Open Mind does not wrench open people's hearts. Instead, it brings you closer to them, attunes you to their feelings, and lets you listen to their inner dialogue. Naturally, this can leave you rather in their thrall, so take care not to become entranced by the innermost thoughts of the wrong kind of person. Okay. Loaf of Life. I believe you can make bread with this one. Yep. Produce a fresh loaf of bread to ward off hunger. Hunger is a traveling wizard's greatest enemy. It affects one's physical strength as well as one's mental capacity and decision-making powers, often leading to life-threatening situations. Should you find yourself in such a desperate state, you can always rely on Loaf of Life. Just remember that the spell is the only one to be used in times of genuine crisis, not merely when you're feeling peckish. Okay, I'll definitely remember that. Poison Apple, I remember this one. Okay, so this is one that I do remember, because I remember there being a quest specifically set for this one. Okay, conjure up an apple that drips with deadly venom. The apple produced by the spell will kill you when eaten, though it's only a temporary death. It is not the most popular spell for understandable reasons, but young wizards would still do well to master it. If you crave life, brave death would seem a questionable mantra, but there may yet be some shred of truth in it. Okay, and it looks like that's all of ours. Okay, cool. We got a bunch of new spells.
Wow, that's a lot of spells.
Huh, it sure is. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And they're all proper useful ones, too. Well, useful to fairies at least. Still, I'm sure there's one or two in there that you can make use of, love.
Well, we'll have to look later. But we need to get moving. Come on, we've wasted enough time. Let's find Lantern Face and get back to the boat.
You're right. We need to get back to the Trail of the Great Sage.
We sure do. Goodbye, ma'am.
Goodbye. Ta-ra, my lovelies. Pop by any time.
Drippy has left you. Okay. We gotta go find him now, though. So, let's go find out where Drippy ended up going, since we don't know exactly where he is, but we kinda got an idea, though. And it looks like Shirley and Smiley haven't left yet, so let's see what they're doing.
I always forgot what a sight it is to see old Mom pump out a bunch of little lilies. Disgusting, but somehow compelling at the same time.
How about you, Smiley?
Tidy. Lily's got bored. Makes you realize that what's been missing around by here lately. A good old-fashioned birthday party.
A little birthday party is always cool, but this little section over here, this little pathway, actually leads you inside the dungeon if you're wondering how you actually come back. And also, just to point this out for anyone that doesn't know about this area, if you go right here, you can actually get one of the little Swain chests just for anyone that's looking for, like, a free item. This gives you the Poison Pinch ability, which is pretty cool, if you want to throw that on any of your familiars. I can't use it myself, since most of my familiars are don't have the ability to learn that specific ability. But it's still a good one if you can throw it on a familiar, if you have the ability to throw it on them, but you don't have the ability to technically unlock it through levels. It's always nice to have other spells to use for your disposal.
Look at Mr. Drippy.
Oh, there's actually technically a cutscene here, so I guess I'll be back.
Come on, don't go getting all soppy on me. Oi, I thought I told you to...
Okay, I actually expected that to be a different type of cutscene, like the ones that, they just talk, not inside a cutscene, but it ended up turning into a cutscene, so I guess that works.
He does have a caring side after all.
Family's family, I suppose. Mr. Drippy, this is where you need to be.
Shall we go?
Yeah, we should probably leave him for now. Maybe we should. This is where he belongs, after all. Yeah, it definitely does seem like that. Yeah, indeed. It is, huh? Well, I guess we'll see you later, Mr. Drippy. So, we could end the episode here, but I feel like it's better if we leave the episode off after we leave the fairy grounds in Tahiti, due to the fact that, there could be cutscenes outside of the island itself, because I don't want to lose out on you guys getting to watch a cutscene or two from the game, so just in case, we will make our way over to the boat and see if there is anything else for you guys, just in case, because there could be some cutscenes that require us to leave, and I'm pretty sure the next episode is going to be a episode we work on side quests for Tahiti. I could be wrong. There might not be any particularly unlocked yet. I could be wrong, though. I didn't actually check, so I guess we'll find out in the next few seconds, but just in case, I want to make sure that we leave Tahiti and make sure that all the extra dialogue is gone before we even think about ending the episode. And, ooh, we got one of the Ember Stones there, and Ray actually is level 17 and can now Metamorphosis. Ooh, I'll take that. Is he actually able to, am I able to actually change him now? We can, he has all the strengths. Okay, we'll do that then. Okay, Ray, we'll be turning you into your next form then. Into a Hip Hooray, which is actually a pretty cool looking familiar. So we get Ill Wind, Bubble Bath, and Rockabye Baby. Okay, I'll take it. So send him back to level 1, but that also means he gains a couple new tricks up his sleeve, and also can become much stronger than he is before. And as you can see, it's a really cool looking familiar, in my opinion. And there we go, perfect. I'll definitely take that. And now we have another familiar to work with. Sadly, Goliath still can't level up yet, since he needs to be level 15 before I even think about that. And the reason for that is because he has the ability here, and I just want to make sure we get it, just in case if we want to use it in the future. But it looks like he has a couple more fights until we can do that. But as you can see, it's some nice defense. Not bad at all, honestly. Anyone else getting close? It looks like not really. I know level 30 gives you your next metamorphosis, so we might be getting our final metamorphosis for some of our units soon, which would be kind of cool. And then we can start leveling up perfectly. So that would be always pretty cool to see, but let's make our way over to Sinbad, and let's actually leave Tahiti and see if there's any extra cutscenes, since if we do an episode that is based on side quests. The reason why I'm doing this is because we will more than likely have bounty board missions outside. I'm going to pause it just in case, because we might get attacked if I don't. But yeah, as I was saying, just in case if there is bounty board missions on the ocean, I want to be able to go and be able to surf on the ocean and do whatever without having to worry about cutscenes that the story people, the people watching for the story and not the side quest stuff, actually get all of it for that part. So I want to make sure that those are all packed into one, and then all the side quest stuff is like, you know, just side quest stuff and maybe like a sneak peek on what we're doing next. But that's all I really want to do there. So with that, so just to make sure for the people with the story, just to make sure. So that's all reason to make sure that there is no extra cutscenes or anything. But let's do this. Captain Sinbad.
Oliver, thank goodness. Tell me that you've at least found somewhere to shelter at night.
We sure did, and we brought a ton of food too. There's a little village on the island, and
A village you say, and food also. I am pleased to learn this, and you will be pleased to learn that the men have completed the repairs to the ship. She is ready to set sail upon your command. Shall I give the order to weigh anchor?
Leave Drippy behind on Tahiti. Yes, sirree. Yes, please. Yep, indeed.
You are trouble, I fear. And have you left something behind in the forest?
No, we're ready to go.
Very well. We'll sail.
And off we go, and I believe there is a cutscene here, if I remember correctly. Yep, I think it is. I want to make sure, though, before we even... Okay, it isn't. But I do remember there being one somewhere around here. We did the right thing, didn't we?
Of course, the family is the most important thing there is. We all know that.
And besides, he's no spring chicken. It's probably about time he settled down.
And you've still got us, Oliver. The three of us can do this if we work together.
I guess so.
Oi!
Did you hear that?
Huh? And here he comes. This is why I remember cutscene so BRB.
Mr. Drippy!
Are you forgetting someone?
Nope, I totally didn't forget anybody. I didn't forget you, Drippy. You're always, we wanted to keep you around forever. I'm joking. I actually really do like Mr. Drippy. But I know some people might not like him due to how he acts, because he is a little bit of a, he can be mean sometimes, as I said before in the first episode. But he honestly grows on you like Swain does, because Swain can be mean, but Swain's also funny at the same time. And he's also very, very much a coward like Shaggy is from like Scooby and Scooby-Doo, which is the reason why I made a joke about his beard looking like Shaggy's beard. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna say Swain is pretty funny, and Drippy is also pretty funny once you actually like understand how the character is, and kind of like they kind of grow on you, and that's the reason why I always thought these two were my favorite when it comes to most of their dialogues. But let's continue.
Phew, I'm pooped, man. You trying to leave without me or something?
But Drippy, we thought you wanted to stay back there in the fairground.
Who told you that, man? And when exactly? I want names, dates, man. And times.
We just thought all your friends are back there.
Course they are, man, and they're very dear to me, even the stupid ones. But you and me have been a team now, since you were a littlie, and I was just a dull-ainted ollie boy. I've been by your side through thick and thin. Remember what you said. You said I was your friend. And you lot are all my friends, my companions, my brothers and sisters, my family.
I'm going to be sick.
Shut it, you. What I mean is you lot are stuck with me, whether you like it or not. So get that into your thick skulls, will you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Drippy.
We were only trying to be nice after we heard what you said to your friends yesterday.
Oh, so it's my fault now, is it? I get it. You don't think I've been pulling my weight, is it? Fine, I'm going to start using a little trick I know that'll blow your tiny minds.
And this is when Drippy becomes very useful, since now we actually have the ability to be healed by Drippy. Although he's not going to do it, like, often, it makes it so you're not forced to use just, it makes it so you're not forced to use healing familiars, but it's actually extra healing if you use healing familiars as well. So it's really good to have support familiars and the Tidy Tears ability, because it's, because although your familiars can heal you, it's a free heal, and honestly, it's really good. And I remember this, I think it does a full heal if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I remember it being very, very good. I could be very wrong though, but I do remember it healing you though, so that's 100%. But that's actually really nice to have, because now he's actually going to join the fights technically. Although he's been in all fights by throwing glims and helping us through, like, telling us when it's our chance to fight, and when we should go all in, when we should defend, stuff like that. So he's always been useful. But let's see here. Drippy has finally gotten his act together and can now use the Tidy Tears ability. And I believe we also get a book page as well for one of the stories, which is all about him, because I remember there being a full story about Drippy himself, which is kind of cool. I can't wait to see this. Anyway, it looks like the gang's all here. Shall we get back into what we were supposed to be doing?
What he said to Hamlin, and to the next great siege. Autumnal, here we come.
Let's go. Let's go again. Drippy has joined you again. And with that, I believe there is a cutscene here. If I could be... Oh no, maybe not. The brazen presumptuous of the Tear Fairy's heart has unlocked a story in the Wizard's Companion. And there we go, we got the new story. The fairy who couldn't stop crying. And if you remember in the cutscene where Oliver's mom was talking to Oliver about Mr. Drippy, she called him the Tear Fairy. And as you can see, the very top of the page is called the Teary Fairy. And that's their proof that that is actually Drippy. I'm pretty sure it doesn't specifically say Drippy in the story if I remember correctly, but you can easily tell it's probably supposed to be him. But we have obtained a new Tale of Wonder, and as I said, I'll read through those later, but I'll be right back.
The use of this most ancient of magics was the sole privilege of the overseers of this world. Was it too much for you, perhaps?
We granted you this privilege that you might finally dispose of the prophesied one.
My apologies, Your Radiance. But the boy... he has a... unique power.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you simply lack the power to stop him. Perhaps...
Apis.
Forgive me, Your Radiance.
Majesty, the boy is clearly protected by the most potent of magics. Could it be...
the sage, Alicia?
I had wondered, Your Radiance.
She who was foolish enough to stand against you. You think she troubles us even now, in the present?
The power that protects him would suggest so. But he will need more than the sage's aid to save the world. He cannot succeed without the weapon of the ancients, the wand wrought by the Wizard King.
Mornstar.
Indeed. But we have no cause to fear its power. He will not find it. I have made that impossible. Making a wand disappear is the simplest of parlor tricks, after all.
You mean to say you have rid us of Mornstar?
I have. The most enduring symbol of the Wizard King's rule now drifts free of time and space.
Mornstar. Fashioned in the image of our own council's wands and bestowed upon humanity. Yet now, a mere hindrance. You are certain the boy cannot possess it?
Not now, nor for all eternity. Morningstar.
And with that, we finally hear about the Wand Morningstar, which is definitely something that's in every single game, every single movie, or movie I should say, but it's definitely a more than important part of each and every story. In the first game it's a wand, in the second game it gets turned into a cup, and then turns into a sword, and then in the movie, which is the final appearance so far, it's still a sword, but it's definitely really cool in the movie when they do show it off. And it's funny that Oliver's the one that actually has the Morningstar as the sword in the movie, which is pretty cool. But he doesn't actually use it, he gives it to the main heroes of the movie. But it's definitely pretty cool. But with that, it looks like we're pretty much done here for today's episode, because the next one is more than likely going to be a, honestly, there's one way we can check for sure. Let's make sure on that, because I am actually not sure if we have new quests unlocked to do. There is one easy way to check, and that's just by going inside Tahiti again, or the fairy grounds, or whatever you want to call it. Either way, both names work, honestly, because the island is called Tahiti, but the city on the island is called the fairy grounds. But let's see here. Yep, we do have some quest open, so that means we will be able to do some quest episode on this. Okay, so the next episode will be a quest episode, so if I remember correctly, this should be, I don't remember what episode this is, but off the top of my head, but the next episode is going to be a side quests episode. We're going to be doing all the side quests we can possibly do, and then all the bounty hunts we can possibly do, and then the next episode after that, the following episode, will be continuing on our story. So I believe there's not many, but we can easily check how many missions there is. So let's see. We can definitely do that in one episode. Yeah, that's not hard. I've done more than that, so honestly, that should be pretty easy. And there's no bounty mission, so this is even easier. Okay, so literally one bounty mission and that many journal missions? That's not hard at all. I'll definitely take that. I do have to go back and do Horace as well, because we actually forgot Horace all the way in Castaway Cove. He was one of the only other missions I forgot about. I completely forgot about it when I was bringing out that we weren't able to do the bounty hunt mission for Castaway Cove. But apparently I actually completely forgot about Horace too, and I remember that once we actually left, but I didn't mention it. But, so we got a couple things we can do in the next episode. So all the side quests, 2 Horace things for his little puzzles, and 1 bounty mission, it seems like. So, with that, I'll be seeing you all either in the next episode for the side quests, or in the following episode for the continuation of our story. But either way, I'll be seeing you either for side quests, or we'll be going all the way to Umtumnia in the next time I see you. So, thank you all for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and let's keep doing this, because honestly, I'm having the funnest time in my life, honestly. This series has always been a favorite of mine. This is actually, I think, I keep saying it, but I've always been hesitant on saying it's my favorite game. But honestly, based on, playing through things lately, based on how my reaction to games are nowadays, I can clearly say that I think this is actually my favorite series. Pokemon, although I really like Pokemon was my first gaming series. It was my first adventure into gaming as a whole, which was Pokemon Sapphire in specific. I do think that this easily beats it by a long shot, in my opinion. I have a lot of fun with the characters, I have a lot of fun with the voices, the cutscenes, the overall adventure, and even the familiar catching in this game. I always miss that because they took it out in Ni no Kuni 2, and I don't think it's in Crossworlds. I think the Higgledies are still in Crossworlds. So, honestly, I really do hope when they do Ni no Kuni 3, because I'm pretty sure it has been confirmed that they were working on another game. It's just that I don't know if it's going to be translated to English or not. I hope it is. And I do hope they bring back the familiars, because that's always been one of my favorite parts about Ni no Kuni, is the creature collection and the ability to actually work on any creature you want and build any creature you want, and certain characters have like certain affinities to them and stuff like that. I always thought that was pretty cool. But with that, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Keep being spooky, and peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.